Welcome to Airplay Escape. Unlock the full audiobook experience and exclusive perks by joining our Patreon community. Dive deeper into the stories you love. Just click the link in the description below, and thank you for supporting this journey. Hokage, Naruto's Dark Side Unleashed by Blackened Personality, Episode 61. Several of the dark parts wearing masks respectfully stopped in front of Fengxu. They are the inspection departments in the village, and their responsibilities are ninjas who stop and punish the street fighting or damage the public property. Do you want me to be fined? Fengxu's face was weird. Is it not enough for him to kill? These dark parts actually dare to get up. In the consciousness, Naruto also perceived the wind. Hurry up and shout. Wind, you have to be calm, they just enforce the law. I'm here to lose money, spent from my manuscript fee deducted. The book of the young man aiming was in a circle and made a lot of money. Although Naruto can only be divided into 10% of the earnings, but it also made his current frog small wallet. In the end, I had to change a larger savings tank to save these millions of huge sums of money. And relying on these money, Naruto not only achieved ramen freedom, but also achieved grilled freedom. In addition, after rectifying some merchants by relying on wind deficiency, Naruto has lived quite comfortably in these months. Even the short-term malnutrition and shortness are now taller, about the same as Sakura. Originally, Saihuang's face was also beautiful, and the temperament and shape of the wind deficiency would be regarded as a handsome guy. Even for a while, the mantra is can't finish, and it is incomplete. Sakura, who came from an ordinary family, was jealous. Therefore, Naruto felt that he had some money to compensate for compensation. It also happened to guide Fengxu to go on the right way, do not kill at will, and fulfill the mission of his positive personality. Fengxu ignored Naruto's shout. Seeing a few dark parts nodded, a pair of public officials couldn't help asking again, then why don't you follow the green leather watermelon head? What? Do you think I am so bully? The invisible compression is accompanied by the spread of words. Make these dark parts with only Zhongning's degree, and the body is softened. Their levels are very low, and they are not dangerous to patrol the streets to replace the long-abolished Uchiha Guard Department. Therefore, I don't know the many deeds of Fengxu. I only know that the people have written a lot of money. Adults, we just do things according to the episodes. You, just half of your compensation. Feel the coercion in person, and Fengxu is not afraid of them. Several unscrupulous dark parts immediately counseled, and the title became adults. Sakura, who knew the deeds, saw a few people so inconsistent, and quickly reminded. You still go, even if it is a Naruto. It will not make the wind deficiency compensate. Several people, you look at me, I look at you, and for a while, I can't figure it out for a while. Fengxu was too lazy to talk with a few little. It must not be taken with money, even if it is Naruto's portion, that is his. It is impossible to repair the garbage building for my. Then raised his hand, and Jiuwei chakra hidden from his arm. However, without waiting for the wind, these dark parts were slapped by a few slaps, and they flew out. And the power is not small, the dark masks on the face are broken, exposing the swollen cheeks. A group of idiots, all rolled for me, forgotten not to provoke people's commands? A dark part wearing a white hood was blocked in front. Seemingly anger, he scolded a few words. Then he turned respectfully and gave a gift to the wind. Master Wind, I am the guard of Lord Naruto, codenamed. These non-eye-catching idiots, I will give them offense to offer your punishment. By the way, your exam is about to start soon, or I will take you now. Those dark parts with low levels do not know, they are very clear. The personality is deficient, mastering the strength of the nine-tailed power, having film-level combat power, raging and killing many ninja and the root ninja of the dark, extremely dangerous. Stretching your hand without laughing, but Fengxu still stretched out his hand and patted the mask in front of him. You are very good, I am in a good mood today, so I won't be held accountable. Bring the way. The face was patted by the wind, and the elephant's heart was highly alert, and sweat couldn't help exuding from the forehead. At the same time, there were also Naruto who complained about the master's personality, and let out this mad god out for no reason. However, after hearing the Fengxu, he was relieved, then hurriedly walked ahead, with the dog's legs with the road. Adult, there are two friends, I will take you directly, no need to submit the application again. Alas, Xiang opened the door, and respectfully walked into the test room of the first test. Adult, this is here in the first exam. Well, you can leave, Fengxu nodded casually, because the elephant takes them for a special channel for the proctor teacher, so it was not led by Kakashi like the original plot. I just don't know if Kakashi will always wait there. Looking at Fengxu, looking like he was hesitant to say something, but in the end, he did not dare to speak, but instead moved towards the supervisor outside the channel. Nothing, just to inform them not to care about the wind, just serve as an uncle. The three of them were not only in the end, but also the respectful escort of the dark part, which immediately attracted attention. Which young master is these three, Ape Fei, Shimura, or Hugo? It's envious, when we were born, we stood at the end we wanted to reach. That's right, it must have been to have a golden gold. There are envy, disdain, and curse in the whispering language of a group of idiots. Don't chew tongue roots, all three of them are my friends, just ordinary ninjas. Inuzuka glanced at the crowd fiercely, and then came over. It was just that he didn't pay attention to it, and after entering Naruto's dress and temperament, he shocked him. Really see a ghost? This handsome guy, don't tell me you are Naruto. Fengxu didn't care about him, and glanced forward and found a place to sit down. Sasuke also had a way of learning, and his face rushed forward and sat next to the wind. Sakura behind was nodded crazy towards the teeth. It's Naruto, but it's not Naruto. In short, you should be Naruto. Tooth? At this time in Hina behind the teeth, at this time, it was like a steam G. His face was still red behind his ears, and he barely supported the wall to be handsome. Such Naruto is too handsome. The three of Shikamaru in class 10th followed. Those who have doubts and dare to believe the wind in doubt, especially in Io, while looking at Sasuke, while looking at Fengxu, it was completely caught in self-doubt. In the past 2 months, because it was not dangerous, Fengxu never showed up. Seeing Fengxu and Sasuke's arrival, he had already waited for a long time to get together. As the predecessors of the people who came, they were almost set, and they also took out some characters' information cards. Unfortunately, neither Fengxu and Sasuke were birds, but several other people could see hot. Episode 62. Fengxu ignored the pockets. It is because his attention is all on the system in his mind. Black value plus 5,000. Current blackening value, 15,000. Master trust dependence, 62%, 45% cannot be dropped. Because the trust value has exceeded 60%, it is easier to obtain the blackening value from Naruto. For example, just his wave of ratio. After changing the shape, many people were handsome and envious. And beating the thick eyebrows of the confession of Sakura, Shaoli, and his teacher Kai. This kind of vanity and praise actually produced the corresponding blackening value. Instead of the thrill of a single negative emotional transformation, or the thrill of revenge on special goals. But Fengxu thinks it is normal. After all, there are too many blackening values to be exchanged for powerful ninjutsu. If it is reached in the later stage, it is still so difficult to obtain the blackening value and so few methods. Then he has to doubt whether his system is okay, and it is not professional. There are so many blackening values at a time. Is it the point that is installed to make Naruto's intracranial introverted? After looking around the people around, Fengxu quickly found many female ninjas who peeked at him and Sasuke. Even because the temperament of the two was similar and different, he smiled and picked up the CP. However, after discovering that Naruto's cold sight came over, all of them were blushing and pretending to be on the ground. Black value plus 50. Black value plus 50. Okay, the real hammer is because of being exaggerated and handsome. It was because he received Sasuke's equivalent handsome treatment. Therefore, Naruto, who also had the first perspective, burst out. But think about Naruto's memory. The attitude of girls in the class to him seems to be able to explain all this. The cold melting on his face smiled slightly towards these female ninjas, and suddenly caused a scream. Black value plus 500. Oh, it's really you, the boy aiming. After the Fengxu said to himself, he looked back. Ignoring Naruto's doubt, he looked at Mitter on the exchange bar. Matt K. Black value, 30,000. For the exchanges at the present stage, all capabilities are 30,000. There are about 15 more than the complete Ape Flying Sun. This is still because of the excessive ninjutsu of Ape Flying Sun. Otherwise, maybe 10,000 cannot be reached. It is not as good as the Pot Shadow Group. Another kaleidoscope can be against the entire value of the Ape Flying Sun. And now Kakashi is also supported by a kaleidoscope. Unfortunately, Fengxu does not have a dark value to play the eyes, and there is only one eye, so he did not exchange it, and wasted the dark value that was not much. Recover the thoughts, the blackening value is not enough, and the detailed list was directly opened. Shadow Sports. Black value, 4,000. Ordinary Sports Recruitment. Black value, 1,000. Tongling's Turtle. 8-Gate Ganja. Black value, 24,000. Open the door. Black value, 3,000. Shut the door. Black value, 6,000. Dead Gate. Black value, 24,000. The exchange method is much different from the previous 9-tailed chakra. It's just that the 8-door armor is a lot cheaper, with only 3,000 more every stage. The dead door is equivalent to the first 7 gates, so it is the blackening value required by the 8-door armor. If he exchanged the door in front, and then redeemed the dead door, it would automatically reduce the blackening value consumed by the door. Fengxu glanced at his blackening value. Current blackening value, 16,000. Just selling 1,000 for just selling laughter. After a little bit, click the exchange directly. Successful exchange. Shadow Sports, 4,000. General Sports Recruitment, 1,000. Fourth door injury door, 10, 2,000. Current blackening value, 0. At the moment of redeeming, Feng Xian felt that his limbs flowed into a warm current. At the same time, the body sitting trembled suddenly, and then pulled up a few centimeters out of thin air. The muscles hidden under the clothes are full of bulging, showing the perfect streamlined lines. Sasuke on the side seemed to feel something, and turned his head and stared at Fengxu. Although Fengxu was sitting straight, he couldn't see anything, but he always felt that Fengxu was a bit different from before. Before he asked him, a sound sounded. Aisa Morinoi, who was wearing a black coat, appeared in front of the classroom with a team of examiners. Quiet. Everyone returns to the seat, prepare for the exam. Morini Ibi has little sound, but it is full of chi. and with a heavy killing gas, it instantly shocked everyone in the examination room. Then I just found a place to sit down and sit down. My name is Morini Bieshi. I am the examiner of your first exam. Seeing everyone sitting down, IBI started to talk about the test rules. It is roughly that the exam cannot be fighting or killing. To do 10 questions in a total of 10 questions, do a wrong buckle and 1 point. Cheating is caught 2 points at a time. If there is one person in the team, everyone will be eliminated, and so on. Because Naruto was replaced by Fengxu, Sasuke, and Sakura did not release the murderous Naruto as much as the original. As the procedures issued a test paper, the test also officially started. After taking the test papers, I watched the past. The first question, interpret the secret number, he won't. The second question is based on the shadow of the hidden arter's parabolic line, and explains the enemy characteristics that may occur within the range, and the range and basis of the hidden weapon. Very good, he can't. Naruto in the consciousness, seeing these questions, shook his head again and again. Wind deficiency, fortunately, you can help me answer questions if you let me come. Maybe you will be involved in everyone. Before Naruto's words were finished, he saw Fengxu throwing his pen and stood up. What are you doing? You won't do it. Do you want to cheat? It's not okay, you have to deduct points. Shut your mouth, Fengxu scolded a little angrily. He really can't do it, but this exam is not really testing these knowledge. The test ability is the ability to collect intelligence, that is, the ability to cheat. But do you need cheating to collect information with his strength? Tail beasts plus a dozen tail beast jade, the root cause of the trouble of the nuclear level. There is no need to collect any shit information. Therefore, Fengxu got up to ask IBI to eat something, such as the big fist of the casserole, the nine-tailed chakra, but he didn't wait for him to leave. Seeing that the candidate sitting next to him quickly handed over a full test paper and a note. Adults, this is your full score test paper. After reading the content on the note, Fengxian looked up at the Ibishi in front. Seeing that Ibishi's face was full of scars, a very ugly laughter was pulled out. Obviously, handing a note is specially arranged to sit next to him and help him answer the question. He said that he was sitting in the back, which was different from the original plot. I thought it was her own shape that made her too shy, and now it seems that she was squeezed away. Episode 63. In the test room, candidates who do not know each other are also obscure. Sakura and Hinata rely on their own knowledge. Ying's dog language cheated. Jinai leaned on the answer of a badworm voyeur. Jingo turned around with his heart directly back to the answer of Sakura, and then passed to Shikamaru and Dinxi. Every day, I tied a mirror on the ceiling with a hidden weapon to fly Shaoli. The last Sasuke also turns on the writing of the wheel eye. As for Bai and Xiangxiang, one with ice crystal reflection answers, and the other is to see it directly. As Ibishi used the last 10th question to test candidates, the first written test was over soon. Then the second in the middle of the red beans said that her second game in the afternoon, and Naruto also took the right control of the body back. However, he did not change the shape after he came out. Instead, he learned the appearance and expression of style, and walked towards the test room with the Rex. Although it looks awkward and stiff, but those female ninjas who were not familiar with the wind could not be distinguished at all. All of them go to Naruto's back, whispering is so handsome, my temperament is so loved. Until the test room was out of the examination room, the smoke became scarce. Naruto stopped his pace, his mouth panting ape-shaped. Think of the feeling of attracting the attention of girls just now. The excitement on his face could no longer be restrained, and the whole person jumped up and shouted towards the sky. Cool. It's so cool. Sakura, Sasuke, Naruto, you can't learn more with wind deficiency, be more stable. Obviously you are all one person, share a body. Sakura's small eyes have great regrets and puzzles. Still, it is obviously a person, and now he still has the same shape. Why is Naruto so stupid, so it makes her feel unswerving? Sasuke shook his head and snorted a little. He didn't understand where Naruto thought it was cool. Obviously that group of women are very annoying. It will only affect his learning and cultivation. Ha ha ha, you don't understand, this is a physical division of labor. My main is optimistic and positive, and the wind and virtuality are fierce and fierce. The combination of the two of us is the fearless Kyoto Naruto. Naruto is now very floating for the first time. He enjoyed Sasuke's treatment, but he just felt cool. After all, now he has not cut his hair into a jail, and becomes the 7 generations of Naruto after the calmness. You must know that more than 3 months ago, he was still a monster that he was hated. 90% of him is a vicious curse, and there will be no these praises at all. Work hard to get rid of the bad memories of the past. Naruto shift topic while walking, and the two of them talked about the inspection and the exam. Sasuke Sakura, you do'n't know, Fengxu, he will actually do these questions at all. After getting the test paper for a few questions at that time, he was dark, got up and prepared to go to the examiners. Fortunately, I was stopped in time, otherwise we might be eliminated. Naruto said that there was a plate and a look, and it also showed a look that you could just praise me, then you have a good stick. Sakura rolled his eyes, and he didn't believe that Fengxian would be stopped by Naruto. If you can really be stopped, the wind will not kill so many ninjas. Of course, they do'n't know if Fengxu kills Naruto's dark parts and destruction base bases. At that time, the two were stunned and woke up until the next day. However, Sasuke on the side was interested, and turned around and asked, "How did the wind deficiency finally cheat the test paper? Can't you make a white roll?" Sasuke said that this might shake his head. "It shouldn't be like this, the white roll is only you who is a idiot, Crane the fool can do it." Habits prepare to scold Naruto's tail. Sasuke, thinking of Naruto's weaker strength than himself, he eventually changed to a fool. Naruto just wanted to refute, but turned around, he really didn't dare to cheat. "In the end, I can only smash it," I said. "There is no white volume, because someone next to it has helped Fengxu finish the test paper. And that person seemed to be arranged by the examiner anyway." I saw that Ibushi smiled at Fengxu, and the smile was ugly. Arrange the examiner to help cheat? Sakura was shocked. Can it be so wayward? Sasuke on the side was not too surprised, and a strong man should have such a privileged expression. Suddenly, a wretched laughter was spread into the ears of the three. He, stop, look at it. Entering the eyes is a squatting in front of the partition wooden board, white hair and waist, wearing a red gown, and a large scroll behind the back. I remember it seems to be the back wall of the bathhouse, and the yard inside is an open-air bath. Sakura's face became more and more red, and immediately understood what the person was doing. Naruto also jumped 3 meters high, pointed at the back and shouted, "Ah, it's a voyeur, poly-colored wolf's voyeur from the gap of the wooden board." The figure in front of him also heard the shout, and suddenly he got up and ran away. Naruto obviously did not intend to let him go, and shouted with his throat, "Grasp the color wolf, performance wolf voyeur women. Hey, your little ghost sounds a little bit, otherwise you will be discovered." The figure who was still running away, I didn't know when he had flashed behind Naruto, and he picked up Naruto and covered the yelling mouth. So fast. It's almost the same as the watermelon head before. Sakura and Sasuke were shocked at the same time, and then quickly took out the weapon to quit the front. At the same time, warning in his mouth, "Who are you? Hurry up and let Naruto go. Otherwise, the guy will come out later, and you die if you die." "Naruto?" That guy, having grasping Naruto's white-haired man seemed to realize something. After exclaiming, hurriedly picked Naruto's mouth and raised it in front of him to check. Surely similar. And this hairstyle and face value Ching is out of blue. Naruto, who was praised by the man, was unhappy at all, but struggled crazy. "Who are you having a wolf? Let me go down." Good questions, but wait a minute, the white-haired man put Naruto down. After sorting out the instrument, I stepped on the tapping wooden shoes. There was a low dance to everyone in the place. "Ahahaha, I am the Miamu Mountain Toad Elf Fairy, and it is also known as the Toad Fairy." After the last finger stands in front of Naruto. "It's also your future teacher of Naruto. Episode 64, Fairy? Naruto's future teacher? Naruto Sakura, all unbelievable appearance. He even retreated quietly, and wanted to stay away from this guy who was not like a good person. "When they leave here, go to the dark part to catch this pervert. Don't you believe me?" I didn't expect my legendary Toad Fairy, one of the 3 Nins, and I didn't even know a few little ghosts. The 4th 15th degree looked up at the sky, and then shook his head helplessly. "Okay, let you look at my ability." To put it, the auto also appeared in front of Naruto and Sasuke in an instant. Without waiting for the two to respond, the 2 hands of the Sui also stroked their foreheads. "Ninja, frog's technique. Alas, Guru, Sasuke has become a frog," Sakura's explained behind. Later, Naruto, who did not respond to one side, but Naruto has not changed. The front of the front looked at Naruto curiously. It was just that Naruto raised his head, showing a cold face that was completely different from the previous. "It's the wind." Sakura now understands why Naruto has no junior move. Then hurriedly shouted, "Wind deficiency, save Sasuke, he was turned into frogs by this big wolf." I am not a big wolf, I just hear. I am getting materials, yes, material. It was called a big wolf by Sakura, and the tap suddenly refuted. Then look forward to the guilty conscience. After seeing whether there were strangers around, I relaxed and looked at the wind in front of me. "Are you the deputy personality of Naruto?" said in the letter of the 3 generations. Personality and temperament really don't look like, it really looks like a little. Alas, if you are from the other, it is interrupted by a sudden foxtail. And he also quickly retracted his arms, jumped 5 meters away under his feet, and he avoided the cutting of the foxtail. 9-tail chakra. It's really completely mastered, there is no trace of runaway. The curiosity on his face was about to overflow, and he also brought some thoughts in his eyes. Click. The thumb of the wind deficiency pressed the finger of the food, and his tone was in a hurry. "Oh? Why do you think I am a vice person, not Naruto?" Because Naruto was printed into a frog, but the uncomfortable feeling still passed on to Fengxu, which made him very upset. If he is unhappy, he is very irritable, so he wants to vent, and wants to kill. There is such a possibility, but I have never heard of the sovereignty that the vice personality can grasp the sovereignty. Are you a special case? Looking at the expression of a smile, the fox tail behind the wind was swept the Sasuke frog at the feet. Guru. After the Sasuke frog screamed, it turned into a parabolic line into the trees in the distance. Sakura on the side also understood that this was a prelude to start. Hurry up and ran into the bushes and picked up the dull Sasuke frog. On the field, after the obstructing people go away, the shape of the wind disappeared in a flash. When he appeared again, he had come to the rear of Ze. At the same time, his body squatted suddenly, his waist and calf instantly. Throw out the lower kick with the sound of the empty sound, and hover the rise, and kick the other leg out of the upper kick. Behind Z also converged with a smile, turning quickly. What kind of whirlwind? I didn't expect you to learn physical skills with Kai. During the speaking, the tap was also extremely confident and turned over the air. Then the long hair scattered, and the probe dumped the wind in front. Ninja, chaotic lion's technique. The scattered white hair stretched instantly like a tentacle. Just a blink of an eye. These elongated white hair are like snakes wrapped around their prey, tightly constrained the wind of wind. The moment the ground fell on the ground, the hands of the printed hands slammed the ground again. To you, Huangquan Marsh. The wind deficiency is bound by the hair, and the ground under the feet followed into a swamp. Instantly restrained his feet, and then swallowed most of them. After the response of less than 3 seconds, the self-confident education was very confident. Can't treat the teacher so violently, otherwise you have to fight. Oh. Before he was confident, he screamed, and quickly cut off his hair that extended. I saw the restrained wind and sneered. Then Jinhong's chakra instantly covered the whole body, like a burning fire in the sky. The fox tail behind him changed from 1 to 9 in a blink of an eye. Cover the sky, sprinkle a large haze. It's just you try the physical move. During speaking, the white hair on the wind is all turned into ashes. The swamp under his feet was dried up like a kiln brick. Next second, the fierce buzzing sounded all around. The shape of the wind disappeared again. There is only a circle of stinging in the stand that spread out. The ground that was stepped on was a little bit out of the center. It's a 9-tail. And this speed and power are not like humans. I have just emerged from my heart, and my body has not had time to react. A huge force came from his abdomen, letting him get empty. Then there was a sound from the wind. So you can hurt me by 4 tails. What qualifications do you have to teach me? Click. The wind priest below raised his head, and his thumb pressed the ring finger. The golden red fox tail behind it also raised the roots, and it was ready to go to the floating tap. Too fast. Looking at the wind like a lotus below, the tap widened his eyes unbelievable. A horrible death warning was crazy in his heart warning. This is not a student waiting to be taught at all. This is clearly the tail beast wearing human skin. It seems that he used a frog's technique to seal Naruto's thinking. As a result, the wind deficiency of the sub-person is in charge of the body, so it has not made the body into a frog. And he was too big in the battle. Obviously and serious, you won't fall into this situation at all. I regret it too late, and the fox tail that is ready to go below has all shot out. Just like a gorgeous fire lotus growing in the magma, it is blooming towards the sky. Along with the fall of blood flowers, there was a sound of smoke. Alas, boom. The smoke was dispersed, and a huge toad lifts the bowl-shaped shield down, and the foxtail with blood wire is dead. Immediately afterwards, the weak voice came out. Tongling. The technique of frog becomes solve. At the same time, the appearance of the wind deficiency below changed. A huge tension emerged. After a while, the foxtail was all dispersed, and the golden flames on his body disappeared. Naruto looked around with clear and stupid eyes. Huh? Am I not becoming a toad? Episode 65. Call. Almost died, but it was really dangerous. Seeing the stupid Naruto back again, the blood of all blood finally relieved. After all, he was not in a certain game, wearing the perverted Shu Yen of the Sichuan opera mask. He couldn't cope with half of the complete 9-tailed power. It was lucky to leave a whole corpse. The huge toads were on the side, looking at the injured tap, and he dangled his head. Sorry, it's all useless. It has nothing to do with you. I react too slowly. The tap was also weakly swinging his hand, and then said, thank you this time, you go back first. The words fell, and the huge toad health disappeared. What's wrong with you? Is it a voyeur and caught and then hit you seriously? Ha ha ha. Naruto also saw the misery. However, he didn't care about it, but he was extremely happy. A voyeur wolf that peepers like to play. Next to Sakura, who had a rosy face, and Sasuke, who had an unnatural expression, also came to Naruto. After Naruto recovered, Sasuke also recovered. So Sakura changed from holding the toad to Sasuke. In short, the scene was a bit embarrassing. In order to break this embarrassment, a nourishing small cherry blossoms took the initiative to lead the topic to Naruto. This color wolf was not captured by people after he started to do it at you. Fengxu came out and beat him half to death. After hearing the words, Sasuke also sneered. Really deserved. I have reminded this disgusting color wolf. Zito also. 1 sip of a color wolf, 1 right and 1 bite. I feel that my name is completely destroyed. Just now I should not commit old faults, and go to pursue the corner to peep. I said that I am not a wolf, and I am not malicious. It is really an old man. 3 generations of Naruto for Naruto teachers. It seems that I am afraid that a few people do not believe it, and I also take out a letter of affinity heaven. and letters that come and go with the ape flying sun. I just got materials for art and found inspiration to defeat the rival of the art that recently pressed my art. There are these letters, which are written to me by 3 generations of Naruto. From the beginning, he would come back to take the initiative to collect the apprentice. It is to see that the apes are cutting the vice personality of Naruto and mastered the nine-tailed power. Now he feels that he must be right. Such a strong force can completely subvert the pattern of the ninja world, bringing long-term peace or destruction. Coupled with the name of Naruto, maybe the son he has been looking for is in front of him. And the situation is also very consistent. The good Naruto can definitely bring peace with this power, and the violent wind deficiency can definitely subvert the ninja. Isn't this a major change in the population of the Big Toad Fairy? Ahead, the 3 looked at the things that they also took out, and looked at the affinity heaven, then turned to look at each other. Naruto, he originally wrote the Little Emperor, and the dead enemy who holds his art, isn't it just wind? Sakura said her guess, and Sasuke one side nodded slightly. Wind deficiency, a Ming Xian vortex, Mingdan, Xian vortex Fengxu? After hearing the dialogue between the two, he also screamed after reading the name of Fengxu and Naruto. After swallowing his mouth spit, he asked carefully, "That boy aiming, shouldn't it be Naruto's deputy personality? The wind is written, right?" "That's right, it's wind written," Naruto promised proudly. "The stories there are also adapted by you personally?" The more you say that, the more twisted his face, the more the happiness of the original finding the prophecy has also become jealousy. "How is it possible? I'm just a child." Naruto's face was smelly, and there was a show of your head. "Ha ha ha, that's fine, that's good." The expression on his face was loose, and he laughed. "It's not really good, otherwise his sense of substitution will be gone in the future. I was so happy that I did not know that I was not an adaptation." Naruto immediately rose up in anger, and shouted at his own anger. "It's the same as Fengxu. I write the Little Emperor, and I said that you are not a wolf." Comparing his heart, Naruto believes that Fengxu can write so beautifully, and has a lot to do with his long-term mixing of the female bathhouse. And the self-confidence can also be written very well. It is clearly peeping for a long time as him. "Only children like me can be a prank. But you are peeping at this big age, that is crime. I'm going to sue you, public your bad behavior to the public." "Don't, everyone is engaged in art, you have to do it." The self-cough was also anxious. Originally barely stopped the wound of the blood, and also began to flow out of blood. On the occasion of ZZ, the long-awaited dark ninjas finally arrived here. Master of Tap? It turned out to be fighting that ancestor. The dark ninja wearing a mask and wearing a hat is exactly the phenomenon that guided Naruto to go to the examination room. He quickly came to the front of Tap, and then beckoned behind. "Hurry up, come to adults to heal injuries and stop bleeding." A medical ninja who met the medical ninjutsu quickly stepped forward, and the palm of his palm lit up the green chakra of the palm Xianshu. "Sorry to bother you." The kind smile also exposed a good smile. Then he pointed at the 3 Naruto on the side and said, "Let's explain to them, they don't believe me." "Who wants to believe you?" This big wolf. Naruto's popular anger also. Sasuke and Sakura on the side nodded, and their faces despised. Elephant. It is a bit speechless, and he has guessed what he did. In the heart, it was applauded for the wind, but on the surface it was obedient explanation. Naruto, the adult is indeed a teacher that Lord Naruto finds you for you. It can help you use the teacher who uses nine-tailed power. With the praise of the elephant and the popularity of the honor of the past, it finally changed the idea of the 3. This big color, the good colored fairy people are so powerful. Hearing that he could help master the nine-tailed power, Naruto's name changed from a wolf to a fairy. The nodded proudly. "That's natural. When you wait for a while, you will follow me." Taking advantage of the time at noon, "I will test your situation." Seeing this, Sasuke on the side hesitated and stood out for a moment. "Teacher Toad Fairy, please take me to practice together. You don't need you too much. Just point me a little bit. Is Uchiha's last blood?" True also looked at Sasuke. After a while, shook his head. "I don't know much about Uchiha's writing. Will eyes, you are still the best to find Kakashi. He also received his disciples to find the son of prophecy. He was not interested in unrelated personnel." After speaking, I did not wait for the dark ninja to continue treatment, and I left here. Looking at Naruto, Sasuke's fist clenched, and a trace of jealousy and unwillingness flashed in his eyes. Then the gloomy face left quickly without saying a word. Sasuke. Sakura was caught off guard about this sudden change. She inexplicably produced a hunch. It seems that Sasuke will part ways with them soon. Episode 66. Naruto Office. The ape flying sun stared at the crystal ball with a gloomy face, and he didn't even smoke the often drooping tobacco. "Isn't it an opponent even from the self? This growth rate is too fast, right? Thinking of a few tricks just now, I had to call the owner's personality suppression. There is a kind of fear and anxiety from the heart. The personality of Fengxu will definitely not be born 3 months ago. Maybe he existed from the beginning, but he has never been over. Continue to hide yourself, slowly do unknown cultivation, and master the Jyoti chakra." But now he has enough self-protection ability, so he communicated with Naruto frequently. Ape Fury felt that things should be speculated by itself. Otherwise, it will be able to control the nine-tailed chakra in 3 months. He also has a terrible combat experience, enough to defeat the film-grade strength. This is not explained by the talent at all, too much. And there are some inexplicable physical skills. Why can't Naruto play? Ape Fury felt a big mystery on Fengxu's body. He even doubted that Fengxu has been practicing in Jiuwei Seal over the years, and guided by Watergate or seen as residual chakra. However, this also explains the mystery of the breeze. But one thing can be determined. In the past 3 months, Fengxu has stood firmly in Naruto's heart. With Naruto's personality, it is definitely difficult to make him cooperate with or seal the wind deficiency, and there will be contradictions. Therefore, it is best to let Naruto always dominate, and then continue to study sealing as a backhand. Although it is just guessing, you have to do it early. Thinking in my heart, Ape Fury knocked on the desk with her fingers. Soon, a dark part came out of the shadow. After the tap is also separated from Naruto, let him come to me here. Yes. In the consciousness on the other side, looking at the tap of Badon's departure, the wind is clear, and the 5 elements will be unlocked soon. Naruto can also retake and try to use Nine-Tailed Chakra. Because of his own use, and the long-term adaptation to the Nine-Tailed Chakra, Naruto will definitely not be like the original. It takes a long time to successfully guide and use. The degree of control will also become very easy for him. Therefore, Fengxu also needs to make some plans in advance, so as not to get rid of his dependence on him. It's time to see Jiuwei, and my nominal parents. After the trust dependence value reached 50%, Fengxu had certain initiative to the body. Therefore, he does not have to be forced to stay in this barren conscious space, and he can go to other spaces on this body. For example, the seal space waiting for 9 tails. Tick. In the blink of an eye, the environment around the wind changed rapidly. Come to an area of water, and there are many drip pipes around them, like the dim space of a waterway in a city. At the end of this space, there is a row of huge iron railing of the same prison. On the lock hole in the middle of the railing, a sealing rune paper was quietly posted there. Standing in front of this railing, the darkness of the wind and eyes fixed at the railings, the darkness behind the railings, opened the way. 9 Lama, come out and see. The moment the wind fell, a pair of scarlet pupils appeared in the darkness. Later, alas, a sharp nail was in the wind, crossed the railings, wiped out the splash, and stabbed from the darkness behind the railing. Hey! The wind did not move, and a huge golden red fox tail was revealed behind the back, erected in front of him. The sharp nails that were revealed were firmly blocked by a centimeter outside Fengxu's eyebrows. Hey ha, interesting, too interesting. It's my chakra, and it's not my chakra. A large amount of stinky wind came out from behind the railing. Jiuguan finally emerged from the darkness, showing the slender fox face of grinning. Actually, you are not the devil of the little ghost outside, right? Jiuwei retracted the nails, and did not give the wind deficiency the opportunity to refute, and continued to say herself. You don't need to refute, the old man has lived for so long, and has seen more than you have eaten. The extreme negative emotions on you, and the chakra who can produce it yourself and perfectly control the old man. You are clearly a tail beast wearing human skin, and a newborn tail beast born from the old man chakra. The more Jiuguan said, the more excited, the more you feel, and even the entire fox body stands up. It must be half the other side of my belly, and I have a problem, so that you will give you birth and condense chakra. Although I don't know why it is a young attribute, it is probably affected by the attributes of the old man. Under an analysis, Jiuwei began to slap the guardrail hard. Okay, it's so good. The old man's brother, hurry up, let the old man come out. In the future, the old man covers you, and even the old man can lend chakra to you. I don't understand the 9 tails of the demon outside demon and the system. You can only forcibly explain yourself and interpret the rationality of chakra as strong as him. Fengxu, listening to the inexplicable words of deceiving yourself and self-strategy, wind deficiency prepared a speech. I didn't know how to say it for a while. After frowning for a while, Fengxu said, unfortunately, you guess wrong. I am not the consciousness of you in chakra, but the original owner of this body. If you have to say, the one outside is the consciousness of birth later. The words behind Fengxu are not for the listening to Jiuguan. Instead, it is said to hear the Watergate and the Sina chakra, and he didn't have the habit of giving a fox as a younger brother, especially a fox who was imprisoned and a little problem in his mind. What do you mean? Jiudian's smile stiffened on his face, then picked it on the railing, and opened the blood basin's mouth, exposing the dense and sharp teeth inside, angry roaring the wind in the wind. Do you dare to question the old husband's words? The stench's tone comes with saliva. Fengxian hid aside with cold face, and his eyes were full of chills. I still wanted to communicate well with you, and let your consciousness go out and relax by the way. Now it seems that beasts are beasts, and they really have to play a meal to listen to the owner's words. Episode 67. Damn stinky ghost. There is a kind of old man come out, and the old man will not be called 9 Lama if you don't swallow you. The wind was scolded by the wind, and the hair on the 9 tails was erected. I accidentally told the true thinking of my heart. What brother? What is the new tail beast born in chakra? But Jugai coaxed the wind deficiency, and then waited for the wind deficiency to release it. It swallowed the wind deficiency to complete its own strength. Fengxu also grinned, and a moment appeared in front of the strip. Thank you for your reminder, I just mean this. Compared to He-Jiawei to discuss or control, it is definitely the most secure that it turns it into its own power. I just don't know if the system is half 9 tails, and the half of the ninja 9 tails, can it be combined into a complete 9 tail? If it is okay, then he does not need to spend 50,000 dark values to exchange for the E9 tails. Thinking of the kung fu, Fengxu reached out directly to the seal character in front of him. At the same time, a gentle and low male voice sounded by a windless wind beside him. Stop. A blond man in the royal robin appeared with an erudic eyebrow, and quickly leaned out of his right hand and held the arms raised by Fengxu. Boom. The wind did not return, and the tail behind him stabbed directly on the railing beside him. Stop the hand that wants to explore the block. At last, tear, squeak bang, with harsh crunching, the iron door opened towards both sides. Hey ha ha ha. The 9 tail inside the door picked the door to the inside with sharp claws, and slowly climbed out. It also made a mad laughter in its mouth. A claw was on the railings of the door, and he looked back at the blonde man with hatred and pleasure. You finally show up. Jiawei's throat made a hoarse roar full of hatred. Bo wind water door. Hearing Jugai's hateful roar, the water gate frowned and stared at it. Of course I don't want to appear now. And I don't want to see you, 9 tails. But we can see the sun who grew up with my own eyes, so we should be flat. Speaking of the water gate, I stopped in front of the wind with one hand, then calmly said without returning, Ming Feng Xian, I don't know why you change your name, and you don't understand why you do it. But there is anything we will say later. Wait for me and my mother to restore this first. During the water gate, it was blown by a roots without roots. Surveying with a mess of red hair, Kanai, who was yawning, appeared aside. Well? Watergate? Why did you awaken me without disappearing? Is it something to seal? Speaking, Shinai saw the 9 tails of the previous aspect. She bowed her head and rubbed her eyes, and then looked up. Wow, it's 9 tails, the seal is really a problem. Shinai turned his head and pointed at the distance and jumped 3 feet high. The hair also fluttered in the air, without the beauty of the beauty at all. But it was this turn that made her see the wind that was standing behind the water gate with cold face. You, it's Naruto my child. Shinai seemed like a red missile, and hit the water door directly to the wind. The Fengxu did not intend to let Xi and Shinai hug, and a wrong body flashed to the side, letting sure Shinai throw it out. Shuna, who fluttered in the air, turned red immediately, and his red hair fluttered again. A moment of preparations to be prepared to charge again. Living is the witch in the road of survival. Okay, Shinai, wait for the 9 tails, some more time for you to hold you. The water gate continued to console, but only the big fist of Simana sandbags, a violent chestnut on his head. Why don't my child let me hug? It must be you, what are you doing? In the distance, it was just a little memories of the 9 tails that accumulated anger. Seeing that the family of 3 suddenly came all, I ignored it began to quarrel. Suddenly, the chi and blood rushed to the brain of the fox, and angrily condensed 9 tails in front of his mouth. You are really leisurely. Let me send you a journey, and let your family go to hell to reunite. Speaking, scarlet chakra and blue chakra began to condense towards the tip, until condensed into a black tail beast jade ball. 9 tails aided directly. Then the cheeks quickly bulged, and a terrible destroying force filled, bringing out the wind pressure. Tail beast gun. If the human pillar tail is released, it is also called a virtual dog cannon. It is to give the tail beast jade a closed space, to make it faster and stronger. Naruto, be careful. The dangerous Sinai was quickly blocked in front of the wind. The sharp lock chain heads of dense triangles appeared throughout the body. Watergate also rushed to the front. One hand covered the big bag above his head, and the other hand clenched the bitterness of the Rulii god. Shadow the body will copy everything on the body. This residual chakra is equivalent to shadowing body. Shinai, pay attention to keep a little chakra, otherwise you will have a chance to speak. Looking at the 2 solid backs in front, Fengxu did not expect that his deputy personality was really regarded as a child who was going to be protected by the 2. Is it his previous words, and let them treat themselves as the masterpiece? Although I don't understand, the wind will not make these 2 chakra. He also needed these 2 chakra to help him do things. And let them see what the body lives. See how the villages and people they protect with their lives are insulting this body. Thinking of this, Fengxu reached out and opened the 2 directly. My name is Fengxu, not Naruto. Also, if you want to be your body's parents, let's talk about your performance after you. Otherwise, Naruto and I used to be a crowded orphan before, and I will only be an orphan who dare not mess with it in the future. During speaking, Fengxu has reached the front. Ming Fengxu, Xi and Nai's eyes full of anxiety, hurriedly prepared, but was pulled by the water gate and gave her a rest assured. The wind is very powerful, he has been protecting Naruto, and because of some encounters, he has hatred for everything. We have to believe him, and we can't make him disgusted anymore. Ahead, the uncomfortable wind, the whole body quickly rose into the horrible golden red chakra, and with each of his steps, this golden flame will double. Wait until he walked to the front. The burning golden red flames on the body expanded into a golden red man with black pattern on the head with a black pattern on the head. Episode 6. Just when the wind deficiency is explicitly expanded, the front 9 tails finally finished the momentum, firing the tail beast gun in the mouth. Roar. The original black tail beast Jade disappeared. Instead, a horrible golden energy Chonghong rushed out of the 9-tailed blood basin. This Chonghong is dazzling, and the whole dim ceiling space is like daylight. Where you pass, the stagnant water evaporates and poured, and a circular wind pressure is formed in the air. Facing this horrible blow, the wind was disdainful. He just controlled the huge fox body of the tail beast, and raised his right hand forward. Seeing the 9 Llama, Chakra's energy is used like this. When Fengxu spoke, the golden energy Chonghong had hit the palm of the tail beast. In an instant, the energy expands quickly, and wants to burst. It's just a tail-tailed chakra palm faster. Before the energy was exploded, the right hand turned into a giant mouth that covered the sky and swallowed it. At the same time, a large number of chakra gathered into the giant mouth of the palm, and the explosive energy on the package compressed it again. The chakra opened in the palm of the palm opened, and a channel connecting the left-hand arm was opened. The energy that guided the compressed by the second package came around the palm of the left arm. Then he lifted his left arm, and his palm faced the unbelievable 9 tail in front. Call out. Because the wind deficiency chakra was wrapped outside, the energy light column that became dark red at this moment came out. The more horrible power is dyed dark red. Next second, the dark red light pumped steadily on the chest of Jiawei. The huge explosion light group emerged instantly. Most of the 9 tails are covered. Compared with the 9 tails that simply push people, they exchanged the wind deficiency of many combat experience, and used a trick to prevent the energy anti-reversal. Of course, the biggest reason for success is because the 9-tailed chakra on both sides is almost completely similar. Okay, so amazing. Our children are too powerful. This scene is only 3 or 4 seconds. However, he was completely seen by Shishinai, and the clothes with the Watergate were excited. She didn't care about why she had Jodi chakra. She only cares about her child solemnly. It is far better than Watergate, a waste dad to be blocked by the ghoul. The Watergate is also complicated to look at the wind. There are gratitude, curiosity, and anxiety on the face. Like the explanation of the 9 tails, he also suspected that the 9-tailed chakra on the hands belonged to the half in the belly of death. I just don't know why it is on the hands of Fengxu, and the chakra attribute is not the yin attribute. As for whether the wind deficiency is the new will after half of the 9 tails, it can be clearly learned from the appearance of wind deficiency and the connection with the body. As a strong film level strong, he will not even recognize his blood relatives. Fengxu ignored the shock of Shinai and Watergate. It was a flash of body that came directly to Jiuguan, who was injured. What do you want to do to me? Jiawei has no arrogance and pride at this moment. 2 front paws were supported on the ground, with fear and alert. Even the old man did not claim to be herself, but changed to my word. Of course it is what you want to do before you want to do. The wind was smeared, and countless agile chains broke out throughout the body, shot out. These chains are like snakes, and they are covered with 9 tails and tied it firmly to the ground. Vajrayana, bastard, let me go quickly. I admit defeat. The moment I saw King Kong's blockade, Jiogo yelled directly. The sealing of chakra, which is deficient, will only be stronger than the peak of Naishinai. And this seal is tightly tied, just like the crab. It is uncomfortable at all. It's not as easy as this 4-element seal at all. You can also draw an independent space for it to sleep. Seeing the wind of the wind with the sky, I was even more excited. She pulled the water door crazy, almost did not pull the royal robe of the Watergate. Fengxu actually learned the unique sealing of our vortex family. It seems that the bad old man in the 3 generations is very good to him. Even this ninja has sent someone to find someone. I used to think that he was not a good person. I blame him wrong, and I had a chance to apologize to him afterwards. Watergate. After opening his mouth, the Watergate did not dare to tell the truth. He still has something to ask the Fengxu, and he doesn't want to be beaten up by Shishinai so early. The wind was ignored by Jiuguan for mercy. He lifted the tail beast, and stood directly on the 9-tailed forehead that was tied to a crab. Then he touched one hand and began to draw chakra on Jiawei. Damn little ghost, are you really playing? I tell you, without my recognition, these hate chakra is unbearable. Obviously, the urgent 9 tails completely forgot that Feng Xian also had extreme emotions. As Jiawei chakra entered the body, the eyebrows of the wind gradually wrinkled. It can be used to become stronger, but they cannot integrate them into one. Because the Jiawei chakra has the will of 9 tails. The 9-tailed chakra given by Fengxu's side is the will of Fengxu. Unless Jiugo actively eradicated his will and integrates chakra. Otherwise, you can only rely on similarity to overlay and borrow. The situation where the wind is perceived, the 9-tail below is the same clearly. While Changshu's breath, he laughed wildly. Ha ha ha, stinky ghost, you can't swallow me at all. Let me go, let me be happy. I may be able to lend you some strength. For this smelly fox, Fengxu narrowed his eyes. Do I need to borrow your strength? Originally, I still wanted to use the Zongzong's Chakalong to build a communication with you to communicate with you. But you are so smelly and boring. Do you want to kill you directly? When I heard Fengxi's self, 9 tails, and then laughed, and the laughed shed tears. Ha ha ha, do you want to link chakra with me like the 6 old men, to be connected to the consciousness? You're idiot, I have hate, I am the tail beast Chake, I am a young attribute. Jugai's laughter was getting smaller and smaller, and he closed his mouth very embarrassingly. Later, the fairy fox's face shifted, with a trace of luck and pleasing laughter. Well, Fengxu little friend, do I still use the words I said before now? Episode 69. It is not that Jiawei has no chi festival, mainly because the wind deficiency proposal is too fragrant. Even the previous Aojiao attributes were abandoned by it and replaced with expectations, who is constantly being sealed for dozens or hundreds of years, and the secondary time is either tied up and unmoved, or a place where farts are big. It will also have the same performance as it. If you can successfully link chakra, it is the same as described in Fengxu. He can fully attach his will to the shadow, and then run out of the seal and the outside. You don't have to worry about being captured again, and you can even mix in the human world. Think about it like this, the smile on the fox's face was even brighter. Looking at the suddenly changing face in front of him, he smiled 9 tails like Husky, who was dyed in Hongmao. Fengxian sighed helplessly. The water gate on the side also watched it. What is Chikaki wave? Why did Jiawei suddenly become like this fairy? Once again, the royal robe holding the water gate was excited and doubtful. The water gate thought for a moment, and somehow answered some uncertainty. When I was alive, I saw this legend on a certain secret. It is said that Chakra's initial role was that people used to link to each other to achieve common minds, so as to eliminate war and injustice, but unfortunately, in the following words, I don't need to say that Achina also understands. The purpose was not achieved, but because Chakra caused the battle to be more fierce, the class was more solidified, and the death of death was more. Originally, everyone was almost the same, and the civilian uprising can be reshuffled and distributed. But after the ninja appears, civilians can always be civilians. But Sinanai does not care about this. She was just the star's eyes looking at the 9 tails easily, but also made the 9-tailed look of the wind. I know this, it's really a peerless genius. It's too great than his uncompromising waste dad. Watergate. It is not necessary to hold it one by one, it is also good for his genes. It's a pity that this character. Thinking in my heart, the Watergate shook his head and sighed. Fortunately, there is another side Naruto, who is innocent and innocent, can restrict 1 or 2, otherwise. Ahead, Fengxu squatted down and patted the fox face of 9-tailed, mocking his face. Want to recover before? Can you? But I still like the unruly look of you before, or you will recover? When Yan's face was stiff, and then the immediately recovered into anger, finally opened the blood basin and spit out. It's time to the handsome ghost. The old man is not asking you, but notifying you. Don't know how to lift it. It's not bad, Fengxu nodded with satisfaction. Then he waved his hands to lift the diamond blockade and put it out of the 9 tails that was tied up. Jiawei also turned over immediately, and sat on the ground in a comfortable posture. Seeing the wind deficiency, the tail of the wind was released, and the water gates and Shinsai immediately ran forward, and they were taken beside them left and right. Looking down at the nervous Watergate couple, Jiogui scratched with his nostrils with disdain. Well, I'm not your human beings, without your scams, you will not be reversed. After speaking, it looked at Fengxu seriously. Wind virtual ghost, do you really plan to link chakra with me? Although I don't know where you know this method, I have to explain to you in advance. This consciousness is connected, all your thoughts and secrets will eventually be exposed to my mind, even if you don't care, you don't care? As the pride of the strongest tail beast, Jiuguan made it clear about the pros and cons of chakra. Of course, half of the reason was because it didn't want to know the secrets of Fengxu, and was finally destroyed. It doesn't matter, I don't have any secrets worth hiding, but don't be scared by my inner extreme emotions. Fengxu shrugged. There is a system to help hide, and even the masterpiece of the soul that is fully communicated, there is no way to break through the line of defense. It is just a Chakachta's zipper. Wind deficiency wants to see what Jiuguan sees it, and it can see what you perceive. Joke. The old man is a gathering body of hatred, will you be scared by you? After being sealed for so many years, the resentment of human beings has long broke through the sky. Is it better to hate a little fart that hates more than 10 years? The face was disdainful. 9 tails lowered his head, and said, since you don't mind, let's start. The old man is already sufficient to be crowded. When you think you can go out right away, you will not be caught by others. Jiuguan smiled unconsciously. Okay, then start linking me. Fengxu stretched his fist directly towards Jiawei. 9-tail? Don't you know this method? 9-tailed was shocked, and it was an empty glove white wolf for a long time. Will you just, but I know, the 6 immortals have link with you. The expression of Fengxu was still calm, and there was no embarrassment. It's amazing, lost to you, the old man is taking orally. What Jiawei thinks is that you are thick and thick, but it dare not say it. Isn't this a pride that is not the truth? During the dialogue, Jiawei also fists his claws, and fists on the wind. For a moment, the ink, like dark and deep, the heart of 9 tails was poured, and it made it straight. It was a memory that was isolated, excluded, and rejected by the world, and made the 9 tails have a memory of suffocation. Everyone around has terrible malice and hatred, but the owner of this memory must face them every day, and cannot escape the same as it, run into the old forest to hide. If he just hates humans for nearly a century in the seal. The owner of this memory is more than 10 years in these malicious and hate honeypots, a group of fear of bullying, bastard and beasts. After restoring my mind at that time, I should use the tail beast jade to completely destroy this damn place. Personal experience is far more direct than cold eyes. Jiawei regrets very much now, and regrets these people to survive. This is the linked failure. Is the nine tails gone away again? Xi and Nai's body came out of the diamond chain again. The speed of the speed will be determined later, and the spirit of Fengxu cannot be hurt. The water gate on the side also rubbed the balls with a serious face, preventing nine tails out of control. Hearing the words of the two below him, the nine tails looked at it with redness. The old man will not get out of control and run away. This is not the old man's relative. But the two of you are not necessarily, he. With a ridiculous smile on Jiawei's face, he fists the other claws that he is idle. Let's feel it, you who sacrifice your life for these people. Feel, be grateful from them. Episode 70. What kind of gratitude? Shinai has a bad hunch in her heart, but when I think of the most open, I asked puzzledly, aren't you a tail beast? How can you link chakra with us? Hearing the words, the smile on Jiawei's face was deeper. It glanced at Fengxu and answered when he didn't refuse. It's not that I link with you, but as a bridge, let you and your happy child link. Don't you want to know how happy he has been in these years? Before Sina said, she was stopped by the water gate. I'll just come, sigh Shinai, you look at the side, don't let Jiawei take the opportunity to make trouble for us. Compared to Sina Chakra, who has been sleeping, the water gate chakra woke up after 2 months ago, and the wind was exchanged for complete young Jiawei. At that time, the powerful nine-tailed chakra made him think that the 9 tails were broken, so he was ready to stop. As a result, after the seal space, it was found that Jiawei was sleeping, and the seal was intact, and it was even added. After that, he did not continue to sleep to ensure that chakra would not lose. Instead, he quietly observed Naruto outside and wanted to know whether he was doing well. Then he witnessed Naruto's two-personality and everything later. So why did he not stop the wind and seal the seal before? There were these reasons. Although he is very gentle, he is called a small sun, but there are sunstorms and sunspots in the sun. Oh, it's difficult? So do you want to get rid of this idiot? Nine tails have never been a good stubble. He just wants to look at the Watergate couple in front of him and experience the regret after experiencing that memory. If it weren't for the two-hearted couple stopped it, they would be sent away. It had long ruined the villages of the beast, and then ran away. Watergate still wants to say something, but it was pulled by Shinai. Realizing something, she was not as angry as before. Instead, there was a crystal in his eyes, whispering with begging. Watergate, I believe in Fengxu, and I also want to know that he has lived quickly and unhappy these years. Is there any good dinner? If you have a good friend, do you have a girlfriend, and why you have to change his name? In the final analysis, I'm also a mother. Don't stop me anymore, okay? The Watergate was silent for a moment, and then held the hand of Saishina tightly, focusing on the focus. Okay, let's watch together. Looking at the fists of the two people approaching, a successful laughter appeared on the face of Jogo. Finally determined? Then feel the maliciousness of this cruel world. At the moment of the words, a large number of chakra from the wind, such as the flood of floods, flooded out. The Watergate sideways was drowned. It is not to treat the 9 tails, but to swallow them throughout. For a moment, the picture appeared in front of me, and a vicious curse came from all directions. Go to hell, damn monster. Haha, look at it. Monsters without father and mother are actually eating garbage. Kill him, fight twice, wait for the dark part to come again. There is no thing you want here. I do and sell it, get me? If you double the price, I sell your expired food, and you only eat these monsters. Mom and Dad, where are you? I am not a monster. I don't want to be hated. Why do I have no parents? Why I am a monster? Can I really do and live well? I am a monster. Kill everyone. I am not a monster. I want them to agree with me. Why do I have to be born? I really want to die. I can't die, live well, let them agree with me. I hate everything here, they are damn, they have to die. I can't think so. I must not do well enough. I have to work hard to make everyone like me, agree with me. Why don't you ignore me? I am not afraid of scolding. Please do and ignore me. 3 generations of Grandpa the Will of Fire. As long as they become Naruto, they will definitely agree with me. Yes, that. I want to be a flying firewood. I want to be Naruto intersection. Memory presentation is very long and short. The endless pain and torture. The short is that the real time has just passed a few seconds. Tick. Silence was broken by the sound of water droplets. The Watergate lowered his head, and some did not dare to look at the eyes of Saishina. He just felt the pain of being crushed by his palm, and silently waiting for the anger of Shinai to come. But after waiting for a long time, Shinsai's anger was in the future, but the sound of dripping on the side became more and more rapid. No, this is not the sound of dripping. The Watergate suddenly raised his head and turned his head. Seeing that Xi and Nai was standing in place as if he lost his soul, tears were like a spring, and he couldn't stop slipping his cheeks. It was a kind of mournful expression. She loves the most thoughtful children, and she has always lived this kind of life that is not as good as death. In addition, the brainwashing of mind is spontaneous, and even the spirit is divided, and two personality is born. Now, Shernai finally knows why Fengxu does not let her hug and why she changed her name. Because he hates everything, including her mother. Just like those words in memory. Why did he be born? Why was he hated? Why was he bullied? And why did he not care about his parents? Destroy everything, yes, all this should be destroyed. Nine Tails. Shinai suddenly released the Watergate's hand and ran to the front of the Nine Tail madly. Nine Tails, we let you go out. You go to kill the ape flying sun, kill those damn villagers, and destroy the my village that should have perished. Nine-tailed expression was indifferent, and he glanced at the wind and deficiency of no movement, and he didn't move. Just looking at Sinai's furiousness without emotion. Shinai, calm down. The Watergate quickly stepped forward and held Shinai. His face was complex and depressed. Maybe the 3 generations have something to suffer. Just to protect Naruto from other villages. Shut up. Shinai's hair exuded as a ghost, and the roar broke. Fengxu amen. This is your good ancestor, good village, you guard the will of the fire you stick to. Abandoning life, the only blood is treated like this. Don't say anything about it. Why is his grandson who chop his grandson in the sun? Why is it so healthy and vibrant, and there are special protection? Why did the property we left didn't give my son, let them get a bowl of ramen? Why your disciples, your teacher, and the ninja who have been favored, no one will help my son and let him be bullied? You say why is it?